going on, everyone? Zach here. I'm really excited. Little things like this brand new drum rug I just got over the holiday season because it was on sale. It's even cooler. It's got some red accents to it, which I think will really bring out my D-drum kit, which has got the Tequila Sunrise red to gold fade in there. So I'm really excited. But while I got this down, I want to talk about a subject that I know has kind of been, talked about 100 times before, but I still feel there's a lot of problems in it, and it's setup. And setting up to be ergonomic and making sure that your body is as comfortable and relaxed while playing as possible, right? So even when I sit here right now talking to you, I'm as comfortable as can be. You have the tendency to make this natural V shape, and that's where I think it's really important that even if you play a single bass drum, you should try thinking about using an offset angled bass drum in your setup. Okay? So I know that you want to put the bass drum straight in front of you, but the problem is if I put the bass drum straight in front of me, now I'm going to put my leg here, which means now I'm already moving my hip and flexing my leg. But to offset that, then you're going to turn this way, right? Well, now I'm facing this way. But then while you're playing and you want to look at people, okay, sure, now I'm going to turn my head the whole time, right? But then if I put my floor tom, right, where's our floor tom going to go? Right here. Well, now my body's facing this way, but I want to do a fill, and now look what I have to do to play the floor tom over here, right? So it's kind of ridiculous, but if I have, well, let's just grab one. Let's grab this floor tom right here. Here's my floor tom. I'm playing this way. Oh, look. To play my floor tom, I have to crank it. But now, if I come back to this natural V shape, where's my floor tom? Right to my side. Right? So, I really, really can't stress it enough that I think the V shape and the offset bass drum is something that you should consider. So, I'm actually going to put my whole kit together, and let's talk about how I actually kind of get my kit all set up. So as far as the chair goes, I like to sit a little bit on the higher side. I like to feel more in control of the drum set. I hate sitting super low. Toms are up real high. I feel like I'm, playing into the drums. I want to feel like, I'm in control of the drums, and, so I like sitting a little bit higher, but it's not crazy high where I feel like I'm standing. And as far as that goes, then what I've always done, and this will sound crazy, but I wear a nice loose shoe, and what I'll often do is, I'm going to start with, obviously, my snare drum, and then I'm going to go down to the bass drum and the hi-hat. Those are the three most key components that you got: your bass drum, your snare drum, and your hi-hat, right? So let's go ahead. I'm going to grab my snare drum, put on stand, and we're going to start there, and then we'll talk about the bass drum and the hi-hat. So let's do that. So as far as my snare drum, all right, I'm going to try to put the height where when my arm comes down, and I'm not stretching for it, I'm not reaching for it, okay, when my arm comes down, it's going to come right down to the center of that snare drum. Okay, so I'm also going to place it not so close that I have to bring my arms back, right? But to the center of where when I drop my arm and it's nice and loose, I am right down to the center of this drum. Okay. Now, I've done this since I was a little kid. I don't do it very often anymore, but what I also like to do is once I get my snare drum, okay, like I said, then I'm going to focus on my bass drum, and I'm going to focus on my hi-hat. I like to then take my shoe off, and I leave them right in place. Okay? So that's where I was most comfortable, right? So I'm going to go grab my pedals. And I'm going to replace my shoes with a pedal. But let's go ahead and make this a single quick. I'll make it easier. Alright, then I'm going to grab my hi-hat. I'm going to put my hi-hat where the other shoe was. Alright, now let's put our shoes back on here. Now you don't have to do it like that, but I always enjoy doing that. So now when I sit here, okay, my feet are in the absolute most comfortable position, okay, that they could be in. Alright. Cool. Now let's take our bass drum. We're going to put our bass drum up in there. Had to move it back. This bass drum's so deep, it ran out of carpet. Alright. So then, I'm going to connect my double pedal here. I'm going to put the pedal right next to the hi-hat here. Now for me, I also enjoy my pedals right next to each other. So I know my hi-hat is more of a preference to me than the double pedal. So I don't mind that my foot comes in a little bit. Right? Because this is still my priority, is the hi-hat. Right? So now I've got my feet. Still got this nice V shape, okay? I'm very comfortable, and my double pedal is not in the way of anything. Here's my hi-hat. So let's go ahead and start grabbing some more things and bring them out. So I know that this is a single tom kit, but the exact same concept would still work if I had a second high tom. Alright, so I'm going to put my first high tom up, and then my second one would go over here. Now you could bring it in further and then have this nice arch. For me, I'm going to have my single tom pretty much right in front of me, just kind of adjust it as I go. And then my crash. So I'm just going to start setting up, and then I'll talk more about it as soon as I'm done. So as far as floor toms, I like my floor tom level and across from my snare drum. So here's my snare, my floor tom and my snare drum are pretty much basically the same. And same with my second floor tom. What I've also started to really like is I used to put these two next to each other, but I found that if I bring my second floor tom out further, which may look kind of different from here, as I'm playing, this is more comfortable than trying to bring in to hit this 16-inch floor tom. So you'll see my 16 seems further out, but it's actually very, very much comfortable where it's at. So now I have my 12, my 14, and then my 16. Alright, cool. I'm going to bring my ride over. Now my ride, okay, if you look at my ride, it's actually pretty even to where if I had a second high tom, where I'd put my high tom, I like, you know, kind of crashing my ride along with being able to play it. So, the rest is basically just getting everything where you find comfortable as far as cymbals go, and that's all I can tell you. So, there we go. But anyways, so basically, I think, you know, I know it may look goofy out there that, oh, it's going off to the side, but as far as comfort, you know, right now, I'm extremely comfortable behind this kit. There's nothing I can't do. Without having to turn, you know, my body to play anything crazy. Everything's right in front of me. So think about it. Try it out. Take your whole kit apart, put it together, try it out.